You know what? Let's do a chipper one, something that it won't get me fired up as much, but I still have questions about, which is this. So, Disney is planning apparently to develop residential communities across the United States. Now, for those that don't know, and I don't imagine too many people would know, is that Disney World already has some type of like a residential thing where they have, I think it's called the Golden Oak or something like that. It's a residential area, but it's like multi-million-dollar homes outside of Disney World that they take care of around the property and stuff like that. And I mean, these are $1 million homes. These are for the people that have the money to stay in it and stay around the Disney World property. But there's so many fans out there. There's so many people out there that are fans of Disney World. An example, my sister. My sister is a huge Disney fan. Actually, her and her husband plan on going to Disney World for like 2 weeks this year. So they are diehard Disney fans. They really enjoy it. But apparently, this coming from Bloomberg is that Disney is wanting to develop more residential communities. Now, is this going to be just around the park area? Is this going to be different areas around the United States, or is this just designated around the parks? So from Bloomberg, Disney is developing residential communities across. So first is a 24-acre development, which will be around Rancho Mirage, California, and a complex will be aimed at all ages, including 55 and up, which I find very funny as somebody that we run older people and we run into these older communities, 55 and up. So that is my thinking about this entire thing is on the emergency service side, on the firefighter side or whatnot. You might be going into places 55 and up that this is this is their community. So it was just really funny of just how I'm thinking about this situation. People will think about it in different ways, but at least on the firefighting side and the emergency service side, that's what I'm thinking of when it's like, 55 and over. So anyway, so Bloomberg is saying with a new range of residential communities, Walt Disney Company is saying it is moving toward or beyond storytelling and into story living. The Burbank, California-based theme park. So this is Disneyland. Sorry, Disney World does have that multi-million-dollar home residential area. This is something that apparently I'm assuming they're just starting with in California. So the Burbank, California-based theme park and entertainment company announced Wednesday that it plans to develop a string of such real estate projects around the country, beginning in Rancho Mirage, California. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. With the residential development business will be called the Storyliving by Disney. The company said in a news release. So this is my whole thing with this idea. So I would say a majority of people, most people live in, suburbs, stuff like that. Maybe you lived in a subdivision, stuff like that. I grew up in a subdivision in Missouri, in the Kansas City area, and the suburbs. You live in a subdivision, stuff like that. I don't remember my subdivision being owned by like a multi-billion-dollar corporation, or Disney's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. I don't remember my subdivision being owned by a big corporation like that. I'm assuming it was just owned by whoever owned the land at the time, got the houses built up. I imagine it probably got sold off, but I will say this, man, my subdivision was not well taken care of. There was no HOA or anything. But looking at this does have me a little, it does have me a little concern on a company like Disney owning a subdivision of people, wanting to have homes in the subdivision, stuff like that. It makes me concerned because is Disney going to allow people to own these homes, or is it just rental? Like for me, I love owning my own home. I have my own home. I have something that I can pass down to my daughters, or they can sell it. They can sell the house, get some money at it, but at least it is making money while we own it. While my wife and I own it, we making repairs and stuff like that. That's just kind of the way that home owning works. But we at least have something that is something hard that we can pass on to our family, and we're putting money into it. We're not renting. Renters don't own the property, they're just renting it. But for us, we are paying a mortgage, we own the house as long as we're able to fulfill the mortgage. With this, when it comes to Disney World, or Disney is wanting to build up these subdivisions, themes, Disney subdivisions, stuff like that. are they going to allow people to actually own these homes, or is it just rental? To me, it makes me concerned just because to me, I don't want more people to rent. I want more people to own their own property. I want people to own property that they can hand down to, their children or, grandchildren or whatnot. When it comes to renting stuff, you don't have anything to hand down. You have nothing to pass down to the next generation because you don't own it. You're just renting. Now, I get it. Pros and cons from between renting and owning stuff. I totally get that. But it's just one of those things. So I feel like owning something, owning a house has much more pros than just renting something. And also too, I don't feel comfortable my house being owned by, the Walt Disney company. And I don't know, just, it's very odd. So anyway, that's just my perspective on the entire thing. So plans are underway for the first project in the desert community, which is near where the company founder, Walt Disney, once owned a home. Additionally, locations in the United States are still being explored, the company says. So yeah, that's going to be kind of weird. And it makes me kind of wonder exactly what locations they could be picking. Yes, California is going to be a hot spot for that because that's where you have Disneyland. Disney World, again, where you already have, I think it's called the Golden Oak, I think. I can't, don't quote me on that. I think that's assuming around the parks is where they're going to be building up these residential community areas that I think they're going to be wanting to start off with, especially with this, Disneyland thing. Where they actually pick out past that when it comes to different areas around the United States, I don't know. You only have Disneyland and Disney World, East Coast, West Coast. So where in the United States would it make sense for Disney to build up different communities when you only have parks, on both sides of the coastline? Knowing Disney, I would say rent, and that's what I think. Velocity. I really think that when it comes to Disney owning the property, building up these communities, building up these subdivisions, whatever you want to call it, I truly think that they would not allow people to own the home. I think it would just be rental stuff, which is not something that I want. I want people to own property. You get more out of actually owning property than you do renting, and it seems like when it comes to especially a billion-dollar company like Walt Disney, they're wanting renters. They're wanting to continue to make money off of people. They have the movies, they have the parks and stuff like that. They have Disney Plus. They have ways to keep getting revenue from people. Apparently, just housing is the next step in that. And yeah, I don't see that they wouldn't have like I don't see these Disney neighborhoods being like a mortgage, like you get a mortgage to a house in these Disneyland communities. They're, Disney themed, subdivision, stuff like that. It just kind of seems weird. I think you're right. I think it would go towards rentals. I don't want people to go towards that. I would hope people would do more owning their own property than renting. But anyway, I say that, and there's so many different new apartment complexes coming up and up and up. It's insane to see how many rental properties there are for people. So let's see. Let's kind of get into it. So the 24 Acre Project, which includes at least one section for residents 55 and years and older, and homes, buyers will have the option to choose from estates, single-family homes, and condominiums. Disney said that the community will be geared for all ages, but all will include neighborhoods for those who are older. So estates, single-family homes, and condominiums. Again, I'm looking at that going, do you own it? Are you renting? I mean, I don't. Mickey Mouse monthly mortgage. There you go. The quad M. I don't know. I don't. It's just I don't see where people could actually own the property. Now, again, I could be wrong because thinking about the Golden Oak area around Disney World where it's multi-million-dollar homes. I think those homeowners do own those homes. I could be wrong, but I think they actually do own those homes. But however, they're multi-million-dollar homes, and they're probably big spenders when it comes to Disney World. So it's probably an incentive to actually own that house. So Disney employees trained in the company's legendary guest services will operate the community's association, and the company said Disney will also provide access to curate of experiences, including wellness programs and entertainment seminars. Okay, so it looks like Disneyland Imagineers, in terms for the theme park designers, will develop the communities, and although it's not clear on how much the Disneyland brand will be, Disney's branding will be present. So, reading that, it seems like, one, I can't imagine what a mortgage, like if you actually could own your home, I could not imagine what the mortgage would be on this, or like the HOA. Like you're telling me that you're going to be providing a curated experiences of wellness programs, entertainment, all this stuff. I can't imagine what the HOA it's going to be. But I could definitely see this as rental. Like I can see that as, hey, this is something you get, it's probably going to be like a $1,200, $2,000, a monthly or, renting rate for this stuff. But out of that, you get this. It's building a community. It's building the subdivision. And these are things that are offered under that umbrella of, $3,000, monthly rental stuff. But to me, I don't, the amount of money, this is not, okay. Look, I know they're just announcing this today. I know this is just a big announcement today. However, for somebody that is a middle class guy, I make a minimum class wage as a firefighter, got a police officer wife, minimum class, okay, middle class, barely, decent wage, I guess. This is not designed for me. Like, let's just be honest with that. This is designed, what they're wanting to do. This is for people that make several six-figure salaries for that. Because if you are offering so many different features for this, Disney experience and stuff like that, it's not made for families like mine, where it's me, my wife, and two kids on a basic middle class salary. This is going to be somebody that's making six figures, is bringing in a pretty good chunk of change that wants the Disney experience, that's living near Disneyland, Disney World, or wherever else they're wanting to do it. the Mickey Mouse is going to go. They're going to have a Mickey Mouse house. Like that's so funny. Just reading that, Willow, I'm reading that going, Mickey Mouse. Oh my God, the Mickey Mouse house. Daughter watches that on Disney Plus. They're going to have a Mickey Mouse house. So stupid. So, but when you become a father, you watch cartoons that were not around when you were a little kid, but also two, you're just like watching these cartoons like, what the hell am I watching? So it continues on with, as we prepare to enter our second century, we are developing new and exciting ways to bring magic of Disney to people wherever they are, expanding storytelling to story living. The chairman of Disney Parks Division has said. I don't know if this. Okay, so residential properties are not an entirely new business for Disney. The company developed a town of Celebration, Florida, population of 9,900 in the 1990s, bringing in architects such as, the company sold high-end homes, yes, so the high-end homes near Walt Disney World for years as a part of the resort-style community. The Epcot theme park was originally conceived by Walt Disney to be a place where fans could live, work, and play. So, okay, so even this, so yeah, even though I've mentioned the multi-million dollar property, the homes and stuff like that, community that's outside of Disney World, and even this they mentioned that that Disney is wanting to reflect or imitate that type of style of living and stuff like that Disney World is able to do with this high-end homes community, this subdivision and stuff like that. They're wanting to recreate that again. Looking at Disney wanting to make as much money as possible, Disney wanting to make continuously money, bring in money. They got the parks, they got Disney Plus, they got the movies, they got this, they got that. Homes, subdivisions apparently is just another thing attached to that. But I do not see this as something that a middle class family could afford. Again, could be wrong. They might come out with a rental is $1,200 or whatnot. I think that Disney is wanting to bring in a certain class, I would say, of people, maybe upper middle class, maybe low high class. I don't know, but I don't think this is going to be designed for the regular middle class family. I think it's going to be designed for people that are six-figure salary jobs, but are also too not wanting to own property. I'm assuming that this is going to be rental stuff. I really do. I think this is going to be rental stuff. I don't think this is going to be mortgage, the Mickey Mouse, mortgage or whatever, monthly mortgage. I don't think that's going to be something that Disney is going to be doing, because then they wouldn't be making money off of that. They wouldn't be making constant money off of it, month after month after month. If they do rental stuff, it's constant flow of money. In a subdivision that's designed, storytelling of Disney. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. I want people to own their own property, but I understand that people want the easy route of renting. I don't know if an easy route's the right way. Well, I guess it's easy a little bit. You know, the BS that we have to do as homeowners, you know, compared to rental, you just, you know, call somebody or you call the rental place, and they fix stuff up. And there's definitely different responsibilities between renting a property and owning a property and stuff. But I want people to own property. I really do. I want them to have something at stake to where they can hand off to their kids and stuff like that. When it comes to this and this subdivision, apparently that, or this experience, whatever the hell they want to call it, that Disney is wanting to do, I don't see this as a big plus for regular people, to where your regular people are going to get something out of this. Disney is wanting to make money, and they're going to be making money off of people that I'm assuming these are going to be rental properties, and they're going to be constantly making money hand over fist every month. I wish this was not the case, but it's kind of pretty much what it is right now, and it's a damn shame that we've gotten to this point where it's like, man, everything's gonna be Disney. Everything, you're gonna go to McDonald's, you're gonna go this, your Subway, whatever, Chipotle, everything's gonna be owned by the mouse. And now where you go to the house where you want to leave and you want to sleep, it's gonna be owned by Walt Disney. I don't even think he thought of that.